Hello, I'm Antonia, and this is Noel, and this is Adam.
Hello.
And we are from Boxtail Soup Theatre Company, and we are here at Squarechapel Arts Centre in Halifax, because this is the first week of our spring tour of The Wind and the Willows and Gulliver. We were in Harrogate on Friday and yesterday doing both shows, doing Gulliver and Willows. We had some lovely shows in Harrogate.
Really lovely shows, yeah.
Really nice. We started off on Friday evening with a slightly smaller house, but they were lovely. And then what was really, really lovely was that we sold out for Willows on yesterday afternoon. And then the evening was then almost full as well because of people who'd come to see both the other shows, had told people or I'd come again or whatever. So thank you.
I think the other thing that was really nice about it was that when we started doing Gulliver, we had a kind of age thing on it of saying, oh, maybe we need to say it's 12 and over, partly because we wanted to get away from the assumption that it was a children's show or
Yes.
a children's story, but also because obviously people kind of associate it as a children's book, but actually when you go back and read the book, there's some quite adult
Themes.
things in there. Yeah, there's a lot of complicated language, there's a lot of satire in there. Yeah. So we weren't sure what the lower limit for the audience would be. But actually, it's been much lower than we expected. Like when we were in Edinburgh, we certainly had, I don't know, I think 7 maybe was...
I think 7 was the youngest in Edinburgh who'd come with older siblings and their family.
Yeah. So yesterday, there were people who'd come to The Wind and the Willows who kind of spoke to us afterwards and said, oh, would it be suitable for... we saw the age guidance on there. Would it be okay for my 8-year-old, for example, or for...
Or 7-year-old.
There was a 6-year-old there, I think, or was there?
No, I think the youngest was still 7, I think, but...
But it's what's been really nice about it is that those groups, the one, like yesterday, there was one sat on the left-hand side, and you chatted to him a bit afterwards.
Yeah.
There was the grandparents were there, and the parents were there, and then their kids were there, and the youngest one was 7, and they all loved the show. So it was just a really, really nice thing to be able to see, just to see that this, it has a really wide appeal, and they all enjoyed it for sort of different reasons.
Yeah.
But
And it was nice because it was the same front row that it was for Willows as it was for Gulliver, and they had the same amount of joy for both shows.
Yeah.
Which was really lovely to see.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to know that it's the sort of all ages, bring the whole family along, really.
Exactly.
Minus the teeny tinies, and they all really enjoy it. So we had lovely shows there. We've been to Harrogate a few times before. We were there last year with the Grimm's Tales, and then pre-COVID we were there with the Turn of the Screw. And we always enjoy going there. It's a beautiful theatre, and it's a beautiful place. We never get to see very much, but I do have, I think you'll both agree, a particular knack for finding great places for us to have lunch.
yeah,
Or
that's true.
cafes or whatever,
I thought it was a bit of a spurious claim to begin with, but you're so consistently good at it that I have to concede.
Even
that it's a
when we're
special
not
talent.
in the UK.
It's true.
So there you go.
Yeah,
If
it's a
anybody
gift.
needs to know, I don't know how I do it, but it's a trick. It's a knack. So yes, we found a nice cafe for lunch yesterday. Had a nice time. Got a bit rained on a bit later on, but it was good. And then here we are at Squarechapel, and we realised that Noel and I came to Squarechapel, we think 10 years ago, when we were doing our first tour of Northanger Abbey. We had a very short little tour. Do you remember? I think we had sort of 5 or 6 venues that we went to. And
Was it
Squarechapel
Northanger
was
Abbey
one.
or was it?
It was definitely Northanger Abbey because it's
Right.
on the poster in our office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Squarechapel, and we've not been here since then, and it's changed a lot. It's very, not that it wasn't lovely before, but it was quite open, and they've now put all this nice masking in around the sides, and it's great. We got the tech done in record time this morning.
I don't know. I
Noel's
think
got
I've-
it down to a
yeah.
fine art.
I'm getting faster. Wind in the Willows now, I'm very familiar with all the different states and which ones are copies and which ones you can use the same thing for. So, yeah, we get quicker and quicker as the tour goes on, hopefully.
So it's just our first week. It's been a nice sort of gentle week. We will have done 4 performances in total this week. And then when we come, we've got a few days of, you're going to go hiking, I think, aren't
Going
you?
off into the wilds,
Off into the wilds. We've got some work to do back in the office. And then we start full on, really, don't we? Next weekend
Saturday. Yeah.
kicks off a kind of, pretty much then 3 weeks with not very many days off, I think.
Barely any, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
sorry, Adam.
It's all right.
We are paying him properly, don't worry.
But it's been nice to get out and to do the shows instead of having been sat in front of the computers for us for a while. And obviously the last time we did Gulliver, we were all on a ship. So it sort of feels like a return to normality to be out and performing.
Although we are
land.
missing things like afternoon tea on tap
Yeah.
that we got on the ship. And also we're missing the fact that on the ship we came from our cabin to the venue in 30-second walk?
It's like a flight of stairs. That was it.
And whereas on tour, obviously, it's a lot more travelling around, but we've got a good audio book on the go.
We do, yeah.
And it's been nice actually, hasn't it, to get back on the road again?
So shortly, they're going to be opening the doors and letting the audience in here. We need to go and get changed and get ready.
We do, yeah.
One little favour to ask before we leave you, though. If you've seen Gulliver or you've seen Wind in the Willows, this is the beginning of this tour, and we've been asking the audiences to do this as well. It's hard when we're going to a single place to do the one show, and we're coming from so far away. It's always hard to get the word out and to promote it as much as we'd like. So if you have seen the shows and you've enjoyed them, you could do us a big favour just by dropping a message on social media now, on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you like. Just send us a message, tag us in it, and let us know if you enjoyed Gulliver or Wind in the Willows to help us spread the word about this tour as well.
Thank you.
That'd be fantastic.
Thank you very much. As always, if you are enjoying the vlogs, please do give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the new subscribers. We'll have our interpreter with us every week. No, we won't. But thank you very much for watching, and we will be with you again next time.
I'm in the dressing room / green room at Harrogate Theatre, and we're just about to get ready for our second performance of Gulliver. I'll get changed in just a moment, but I just spotted a little kind of trope of these dressing rooms and green rooms. So many of the theatres that we visit, they kind of go in two categories. They either don't have a clock at all, or they have a clock like this one, which hasn't worked in any of the visits that we've been here. And I think we've been coming here for 3 or 4 years now. So it's a nice, consistent thing that you can find in many dressing rooms and green rooms across the country.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The world has held great heroes, as history books have showed, but never a name to go down in fame compared with that of Toad. Ha-ha!
Here at Squarechapel in the dressing room, just about to go up and perform Wind in the Willows. The others have gone up and are waiting in the wings already. I just thought I'd give you a quick update on today's dressing room clock status. Today's dressing room is no clock. No clock in today's dressing room. That's score 1 for no clock dressing rooms.